Welcome to Madison City Channel's Know Your Candidates interviews, co-sponsored by the League of Women Voters of Dane County. I'm your interviewer, Kathleen Fullen, and I would like to introduce Mike Verveer, running for Alder in District 4. As we begin, please give an opening statement about the educational, vocational, and civic experience you have, which prepares you for this office, and why you are running for Alder.
Thank you very much, Kathleen. And I also wish to, at the top, thank very much the League of Women Voters of Dane County and Madison City Channel for this opportunity. I've had the honor and privilege of serving in Madison City Hall for a fair amount of time now. And I believe that my track record of leadership that gets results is worthy of my continued public service. I have successfully championed many issues and priorities for the downtown and indeed the entire community during my tenure. Among other things, I've championed ordinances that cover topics from affordable housing to civil rights to the regulation of lobbying. And I've successfully, from my longtime position as a member of the city's finance committee, championed budget amendments that have provided countless appropriations for critical downtown projects, including affordable housing, the Madison Lakeway project, and building inspection. So I believe that my track record of getting results is worthy of my continued service. I'll also add that I'm an attorney and have had the privilege of serving in council leadership, elected by my peers several times during the course of my tenure. I have always valued putting the people of downtown first and foremost. My number one mantra has always been to improve the quality of life for downtown residents, especially those that struggle for whatever reason, and provide them a helping hand. Whether those residents are students or older adults or everyone in between, I really would value this public service and hope that I'm able to continue that service.
How would you evaluate the city's current efforts to address homelessness and increase the amount of affordable housing? Are there additional steps the city should take to address these issues?
Yes, by far the lack of safe, affordable housing is the number one issue facing us in our community. There's no doubt about that. Especially for those that are most critically in need of housing, those that are currently unsheltered. That obviously is a particularly dire concern. The city has made great strides toward the creation of safe, affordable housing. For example, in the most recently completed city budget, we have provided unprecedented amounts of money toward efforts to create more affordable housing. But it's not enough. It's nowhere near enough. I mentioned a moment ago that I've championed an ordinance to create more affordable housing. There have actually been several ordinances during my tenure that I've successfully sponsored relating to the creation of affordable housing, including the use of our very successful Affordable Housing Fund closer to the downtown. We successfully, a couple of years ago, implemented an ordinance that encourages developers to create affordable housing by allowing for height bonuses if affordable housing is provided, is guaranteed through income restricted units. That's an initiative that has paid dividends already and will continue to pay dividends with some other development projects that have already been approved and are in the pipeline. So there's a lot more work to be done in this area. It's absolutely the most pressing issue that we're facing today.
What actions or programs would you support to enhance public safety in Madison? And in particular, what is your position on the use of body cameras by Madison police officers, given the recent demonstration project?
I have long supported a preventative approach to public safety in our community. Public safety is absolutely not just the domain of the Madison Police Department, but also the Madison Fire Department and Public Health Madison and Dane County. All of those agencies and many others that I could mention do Yo Person's work in this area. The CARES program is one example that I think most of your viewers are aware of that has been highly successful and has now been coveted by several neighboring communities. In fact, Sun Prairie will begin utilizing the services of the fire department's CARES program to help those suffering mental health crises. The police department has successfully implemented several prevention strategies on their own, and I think that effort and other efforts by our public health department and many agencies in the community and activists in the community have led to the record low crime rates that we've enjoyed here in Madison in the last year. In terms of police-worn body cameras, I've long supported the use of police-worn body cameras. I believe that the recent pilot in the North Police District was proven to be a success. I believe that the use of police-worn body cameras will provide greater transparency for our police department and bring officers to justice that end up committing crimes or violating policies while on the job. I think it's nothing to be proud of that and that the Madison Police Department is one of the few agencies of its size left in the country that has not yet implemented on a wide basis police-worn body cameras, and I hope we can find the funds to appropriate toward that in future years.
In the wake of the recent referendum to increase property taxes, what are your priorities for the city budget?
My priorities for the city budget have always been clear. I want to ensure that our community, bottom line, is a place where everyone can enjoy living, working, and playing. That we continue to provide high quality, top-notch city services for our community that our residents and visitors have come to know and enjoy. I think that those results have proven themselves with the overwhelming support of the community for the city's first ever municipal referendum asking voters to increase the municipal property tax in the future. So my priorities are clear. I mentioned at the outset that I have served on the city's finance committee for a very long time. In fact, I've had that privilege during my entire tenure in City Hall. I consider myself quite knowledgeable about the ins and outs of the city budgeting process and have successfully championed budget amendments, particularly those that help the downtown. Without repeating what I've already mentioned, another example is moving forward the renovation of the Central Library. That's just one example. There are numerous examples of budget amendments that I've successfully offered over the years. Another one that I'll highlight quickly is the Madison Lakeway, which is a really once-in-a-generation opportunity to enhance the lakefront, the public lakefront around Lake Monona. And that's something that will be beginning this October with the construction commencing on the replacement of the John Nolan Drive Causeway.
How should Madison balance the need for development with other concerns such as traffic, historic preservation, and conservation of natural areas?
Yeah, that's an excellent question, Kathleen. It's one that I struggle with regularly. There are a lot of competing challenges for development downtown. I have long believed that since unfortunately the city has been provided very little tools by the state, namely the state legislature, to encourage to any great degree affordable housing in our community, that we must do everything we can to encourage the development of housing and especially affordable housing. So we have a carrot approach, since we can't use a stick approach due to state law and case law, and among other things, it's that downtown height density bonus that I mentioned has already proven successful. Historic preservation and transportation issues do come up regularly as it relates to proposed downtown development. I believe that we have to continue to do everything we can to provide sensitive neighborhood-based housing developments that will meet this critical demand that we have for housing downtown. We have, I still believe, to this day, way more demand than supply for good, safe housing downtown. Certainly affordable housing downtown is sadly and still way too short of supply. So those issues of historic preservation and transportation are extremely important as it relates to the bus rapid transit successful east-west line. That has certainly helped in terms of transportation concerns downtown, that we have this very successful public transportation system that provides excellent service downtown. But there certainly are issues relating to traffic and parking that continue to come up.
What are the most critical issues that you see facing the people in your district, and what would you propose to address these?
At the risk of being repetitive, I will say that for the people that I have the honor and privilege of representing, housing is by far the big issue. Safe and affordable housing is just such a critical, basic human need, and it's one that we continually face challenges on, whether it be student housing or housing for the workforce, or those that on the other end of the demographic spectrum, older adults and folks that are enjoying retirement. It's just an issue that we still struggle with, but it's one that we've made great strides toward improving through modification in our city zoning code, simplifying our approval process. But I would argue that we haven't in any way lost track of the importance of neighborhood input in the land use improvement process downtown. We still have great interest of volunteers downtown to work with development teams that are providing this additional housing. Every single conversation I have initially with a proposed housing development team downtown relates to affordability and sustainability. And I challenge those development teams to please think outside the box and provide some affordability, provide extraordinary sustainability initiatives within their developments. And so I without question, housing is the number one issue downtown. There obviously are many other issues that I've had the experience successfully working with my leadership to seeing results on, but housing is absolutely number one.
What would you like to say to the viewing audience as we complete this interview?
Well, thank you again, Kathleen, for this opportunity in the league and City Channel. I ask the voters downtown to please continue to invest your trust in me and my public service working on your behalf. It has been an absolute honor and privilege of a lifetime to have this opportunity to fight for you, to fight for the people and interests of downtown Madison on a daily basis all of these years. There are many challenges, as we've discussed, and some that time has certainly not permitted us to discuss in this forum, that are facing downtown now and into the future. There are many opportunities before us, opportunities that I very much am involved in currently, and hope to have the opportunity to continue my knowledge and experience working on downtown residents' behalf. So it would obviously be a true honor for me to earn your vote again in the election on April 1st. And I would very humbly ask for your support and vote on or before April 1st. Thank you.
I want to thank Mike Verveer for speaking with us and thank the viewing audience for taking the time to know your candidates. I'd like to remind everyone that the general election is Tuesday, April 1st. Every election is important. Please vote. On behalf of Madison City Channel and the League of Women Voters of Dane County, I thank you for joining us.